And today I have this epic lady who is so many roles and human beings to me and this world. First of all, she's a mother of three. Secondly, she is this brave female who has this fierce soul to do what she wants in life. Thirdly, she is a doctor. And fourthly, she is actually nutritionist. So welcome, Raimonda, to the CEO World Record. It's just such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Laura, so much. Really, for this project, for the idea. And when you started this, this question like, how is the world better that your company is here in it? It was spinning all the month in the head that the things I do in life, what is the purpose of it? So thank you for the idea itself. It's amazing what you are doing as well. Thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Raimonda, let's reveal who you are and what you do, because I've known you for several years, and we've been lucky enough to meet each other when we mostly needed each other, and we grew. I mean, our partnership grew to friendship, and I know that there is the soul of yours, and I can always call and I can always reflect, and the same goes from your side. Raimonda, tell us who you are and tell us, the story of the events in your life that led you to be who you are, to have that power within you to literally craft that impact of yours, how you went to the doctor and share with us what type of doctor you are, and how did you go to nutritionist kind of path, and the kids and the family. Share that with us, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm a dentist actually, and dentistry was my passion from early age. I think I believe I remember myself, being 6 or 7 year old and fixing tooth holes in the playground with my own pace and whatever. And that how I believe now 6 years ago. Came my dentistry clinic. I bought one, and then I started to build up a place where I can realize all my potential, to do what I do, and in the best way, with a high quality standard, full care to patients, and at the same time being humble and explaining everything to the patient and being at the same level as they are, because we are each professional in our own field. And this was the first aim of my startup career. And the clinic went, and I believe all the CEOs and creators of the companies face their own challenges. And at the time we met and started to work with lean system, I felt like something is not working inside of the clinic. Something needs to be changed, And like 4 years ago, we started to work with the lean system, and all the team, we started to meet at the morning meetings. As a result, the true openness come up, and each member came up as individual. Each could show up and say who they are, and at the same time they can show and reach their own goals in working with me in my company. At the same time, we are working together to reach our goals. And now it's like 4 years, and I think it was the game changer when we came to such openness. And in my life, I also now feel and think that when we speak true to the people, when we speak true, when what we think, what we feel, what we plan, it's much easier to communicate, and there is no much inner thoughts left, if I told or not. So I believe such openness helps to deal with the things inside the company. That's how we go to that one goal.
Mm. And Raimonda, could you share with us how from the kind of dentist path now I know that you moved to the nutritionist kind of side and really raising awareness about health and etc. And why does that drive you so much? And how is that linking together the way you see it today, like, the dental path and the nutritionist path?
Okay, what I noticed working like I think like 15 years with the patients, that when we train our patients to brush the teeth properly with a special prophylaxis method, and all the team knows what we are doing, each of the member may show to the patient. I notice that not the toothpaste, not the special things, but actually the habit and the. I believe really that the prophylaxis will save, and it will go to, I don't know, the new standard. So we have that new standard in our clinic that we heal the patient mouth. We get to the true cause. What is the cause? Why the situation it is what it is, and we treat that cause. So we have a long time results and the satisfaction of the patient. He, like, my friend yesterday, I believe, wrote me a message. 4 years I went to the prophylaxis. There's nothing what to do in my mouth. And I met her like 4 years ago. We trained her how to brush, how to do prophylaxis. We changed all the very old fillings to biomimetic ones. And now 4 years ago, like after 4 years, nothing is changed. We don't have what to do there. So this is the goal for each patient, to fix the mouth that way. So there is nothing to do, where to come back, like to fix the root cause. And healthy lifestyle actually was a part of my life all the time. But at the meantime, I finished the WildFit program and became a WildFit coach. And while I'm working at the same time with groups of people as a coach, during the challenge, I see enormous transformation. In habits, in health. In 3 months, it's enough time to heal the mouth, to change the microbiome in the mouth. At the same time, it's enough time to heal the body, to change the microbiome, the guts, right? So a goal of my life, I believe, to check how the prophylaxis changed the biome of the mouth, why it becomes so healthy, and how come the healthy food, the fulfilling food that gives us nutritious, right, changes the oral biome as well. So I believe these are the two goals, and basically everything is in prophylaxis. And
Mm-hmm.
if we want to be healthy next year, so it's now what we have to do, you know.
It's preventing the causes and
Yes.
not dealing with the consequences. Super. I think we got stuck for several minutes. I was saying it's all about preventing the causes and not dealing with the consequences, and and
Yes.
that that is just so amazing that you guys are so aware of that as healthcare professionals, because the habits we gain from our parents, about how we should brush the teeth and how, like in total, how we should take care of, the a
Hmm.
mouth as such and health, and that there's a microbiome, affecting our way of thinking, our attention span, our gut, and all of the diseases. We don't have that knowledge. So you doing that, I think that is just simply so bold and brave. Because on one hand, we've been always blueprinted that profit is everything, and we have to drive revenue in the company. And it would be so easy for you guys, just to look at the clients as a transactional, I don't know, quantity of whatever people without names, without histories, without habits. But it's not sustainable, it's not impact driven, and it's not aligned with who you are. I totally get that. Raimonda, let's move to the another question, because I've always seen you as one of these female leaders who has a strong skill and even, I don't know, innate intelligence to be really aware of the inner truths. And you've spoken about that. If we are really truthful and if we speak the truth, you mentioned that already. Where do you think we as leaders and entrepreneurs, and maybe even why, we are not comfortable to truthfully talk about the things we notice, and we rather push them back somewhere in our head, lock them under 10 locks, and hide them in there? Like, why do you think we tend to do that rather than step into that truthful moment with all of grace and love and tell honestly to myself as a leader and the team where we are at?
Uh, a really tough question, you know. Maybe it's a simple human fear, to look vulnerable. That it's expected for us to be like high, always in a best shape and etc. But actually, um, mm, I believe it's so important to show that vulnerability because it's much easier to read each other, just be brave. And there's small question: what's worse might happen, when if I say something, show something, show the background, nothing, nothing. The people maybe won't understand, okay, but it's their perspective. But actually, you did the everything. And actually, I tell my team everything about finances. We have everything on the board. I show what profit we had, what we bought, how it goes. Actually, this year, I also spoke about what minus we generated in this year because I wasn't in my company, because I was with my baby. Everything openly so they can feel what is going on in the company, what is the pulse, why I have to work, if the company is providing everything for me or if I am providing something to the company as well, if we have the one goal where we are going to, or if I am going to one place and company has another direction, so why I am in that company. I believe it's very important to have to match the goal or the destination where we are going, and it works everywhere in relationship with the kids and a employee and boss relationship, if I can say that. So just be vulnerable. It's much easier to be. You don't have extra things in the head. You just said everything,
Yeah, and you probably
That's
literally
it, I
become
would
even
say.
lighter, and have
Yeah.
that lighter energy. And I always loved seeing those truly deep, transcendent conversations with your team when we've been going through that transformation, and it's like, or evolvement. And I always liked the way you express how do you feel as an entrepreneur who made the choice to go after this big audacious impact of healing mouths, so your clients, your patients are not coming back with a, bad kind of oral health again and again. And yeah, how do you feel when you see certain things, done or not done properly, in the entire client journey or patient journey. And at the same time, I always been fascinating how the team was fast enough to literally, lean into your behavior and grow together with you, that they were so able, at the same bravery with you, at the same level, to tell you literally, this is nonsense. I mean, what you are saying, we
Mhm.
can't do that. That is the level of trust. That is a level of commitment and kind of leaning in, uh, inner leadership and the
Mhm.
leadership of the team, by knowing that we know why we are here, and we
Yeah.
know that one of us will gonna see that truth, and some will speak up. And that's one of the most impeccable examples I've ever seen. Even I worked with so many industries across, but what you guys got is just simply because you walk that talk so bravely, Raimonda.
Mhm.
And I'm, absolutely sure that, the minus you've generated now, it's absolutely a natural thing, and everything will go back on track once you will be back. Um, and other things. Speaking now about, the waste in our humanity, and how do we waste our potential? How do we see life as a mechanical kind of linear success, that, we finish the school, we go for university, we get married, we get a career, and all that span. And in this world record, I often ask the question, where do you see the biggest waste in our human potential today in the world?
Waste, the biggest waste in human potential. Um, I believe it's time. You know, priorities and overthinking, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not speaking about, the waste of materialism and all the clothing and stuff and things. Actually, I believe we don't need much things. And the real wealth, it's not about how much you have, but how you enjoy the things you have. And the real wealth, uh, actually, it's change in the mentality. It's wealth when you sharing to others. If you have one pencil, you will find a way to share that pencil with another person. And then the universe sees that you are sharing, so she gives one more pencil to you. It's to share, not to hold only for yourself, not to for myself, cope. Like, our country had a wartime when people were forced to cope everything because we won't have more and more for myself. But actually, it's about sharing information, sharing things, sharing everything. And that's the real wealth. Money as well is not to cope, but it's the energy for creation. More I have, more I can to create, more I can um, uh, pass through me. I don't know. It's at the
Mm-hmm.
moment I see it like that, and it's even not about the things to put on myself, clothing, expensive clothes. I don't care. It doesn't affect my happiness, and the wealth.
Yeah,
So.
so it's overthinking, and then you mentioned time. Let's speak about the time, because
Mhm.
I always well, kind of often reflect that time is the thing I cannot buy, and that is, as health the same way, and at the
Yeah.
same kind of time, I feel that every day when I choose to experience that living during the day, it's crucial to consciously spend time on living, like living. It can be many things. Like for me, I discovered walks in solitude and silence, where I just walk out, and then I just go and go and go, and step by step I tap into something far bigger than I am and tune into nature and understand, um, that I'm a part of that, and feel gratitude and so much love. And at the same time, I feel every time I come back from those walks, that was the biggest part of, doing throughout the day. So speaking
Mhm.
about the time, Raimonda, how would you see, new habits emerging, more holistic habits emerging in society when it comes to time, that we are not anymore counting 8 to 5, or I don't know, 7 to 3 working hours, but how would you want to see people spending time in the
Mhm.
future?
In the future, I really don't believe in a working time as well, because working from 8 to 5 and it's exhausting if you don't have motivation and waiting to finish that line. Uh, Time is about practice presence for me, you know. If I am working, if I am scheduled this day from 9 till 7, it's a long, long day. I'm fully aware in each moment. I'm the best with each patient. I am the best with my colleagues. Even what I can do the best for this thing. I ask my hands do the best work for this thing. I'm totally present with this thing. When I close the door, I have like next maybe day off, I am fully present with my kids. I am fully with their questions, with talking about everything, doing things. And actually is the life in slow motion, we should like tidy, slowly speaking about it, why we are doing it, and it's totally being present, I believe that is the most efficient way to do,
Hmm.
because usually people plan things what I would like to do in a year, what I would like to achieve in a year, and we often overestimate that 1 year, because time is such 1 year and it's past and I haven't achieved the things, but we underestimate what we can do in 3 years, because
Absolutely.
in three, maybe that goal that you didn't reach in 1 year, it's okay to reach in 3 years when you are efficient within the process. And time is very relative. At the same time, it's very fast. But being present, it helps to I don't know, to be effective maybe in time.
To
Um,
compress it in a way.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Uh-huh. Well, I really wanted to touch that time kind of aspect, because I as well feel that in the mechanical kind of world, the one we lived in, we've been, so much brainwashed that we have to calculate our minutes and days and etc. And maybe we do, but far more what's important, I believe, that once you know your purpose and you truly feel that purpose in your body with all the molecules, and you understand that that's your calling, that's your duty on this planet Earth and maybe beyond,
Mhm.
some really great creative thoughts are coming to you that are so creative that they are far more productive and, efficient, as you
Mhm.
say, and
Yeah.
leveraging, maybe that would be the right word, rather than efficient, that you actually are compressing the time and you are reaching something, maybe even in a year that some people would reach in 10. And yeah, so thank you for sharing that. And Raimonda, a couple of more questions. So let's talk about the world record question, the one you touched in the beginning. So
Okay.
how is then the world better off because your dental clinic guys are in it?
Well, each company, I think, has a start and has the end. But what that company have done in between that gap, this is the most impactful, maybe, way. So I believe that the world will be better because my company is in it, because of my patients, of our patients, that they learn what is the real health of their mouth, and more people can experience this, more happy I am. I don't like, to get the same patient again and again. I'd like to fix the things and let it go for good, to be happy with the result. So more the patient, more healthy mouth, and that's the one thing. The other thing is the people that work with me in our team, um, because I believe it's a nice place to growth, for growth, as a professionals, as individuals, as personalities. It's a great place to open up, to be themselves, and do that with the courage. It's a place to get to their goals. If I have my own goal, I ask them, do you have your goal? Where we are going together? And sometimes this question is uncomfortable. Why? I'm working here, but where you are going? We are going together, on our way. So, and we have such reflections, once half a year. The questions, the conversations, to check in where we are in. And probably with our suppliers, we go to partnerships, relationships as well, with the respect and growth as well, with help to each other.
And you are doing that so eloquently and so elegantly. I mean, with the work with the suppliers, I've seen that the way you are involving them and sharing transparently, the mistakes you do, the kind of, the gray spots they are not seeing, and all for the one audacious purpose. And Raimonda,
Mhm.
the last question: what for you is a life worth living?
A life, could you explain the question? Life worth
Worth
living.
living. Mhm.
Why it is worth living?
Yeah, what is the life
Yes?
worth living? How it should look like for you, that at the end of the day, when you lie
Have a
in the bed,
life. Okay.
near dying, and you would look back and you would say, gosh, I truly, made a life so dynamic, so interesting. It's worth living.
Oh, I like to say, live life as you play a video game. Be brave in decisions, even of mistakes. Do it. Openness and absolutely freedom. I believe each of us are going to the point to the happiness. What is the happiness for me? What is the happiness to each other people? So respect others people freedom, and traveling, free time, chilling, incorporate that with the work, get to the work and rest balance, free time, connection with nature. Would be so nice to live, in the nature. Like that beautiful seaside we have, like walks away. So, and I think, sometimes, again, we talk about the destination, the life at the end, but actually, I so believe that the destination is one step ahead. Like, I have a goal, a vision, or whatever, but I have to do one step towards it. Or I can spend the time in front of the TV, or I can make that step. So, our life to our destination, to the goal, to the purpose, whatever, is a one step away. Like, do the one step, again, one step. And sometimes one step is very easy. I can do that today. I can do that tomorrow. It's so easy to that life. So,
Mm.
um, I invite everybody to get to our destination in one step.
I love that. By imagining that we are playing a video game, or
Yeah.
it's such an simple and yet profound advice for not overthinking and for truly, truly embracing who we are and living fiercely and unfolding our legacies. Thank you, Raimonda, for being with us. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Pleasure as well. Great pleasure always talking to you. Thank you, Laura.